I was sitting here trying to fix this camera angle and trying to get it right, but forget it. We're just gonna shoot the video. However it comes out, it comes out. So I did a haul video where I did first impressions of 5 different fragrances that I picked up recently. My camera cut off somewhere around the 2nd fragrance unboxing, so I missed out on like all 4 fragrances. I'm wearing the fragrances right now. I'm gonna show you the fragrances again, and then I'm gonna go over how these fragrances are developing from, the opening to now the dry down of the fragrances as I've had them on for a couple hours right now. So we're gonna start with the first fragrance that I sprayed on. It's a flanker of a fragrance that I already own. I already own Bad Boy by Carolina Herrera. I already own Bad Boy, right? Okay, and this is the flanker, Bad Boy Le Parfum. And oh, I was holding it upside down. Just look at that. But these fragrances are shaped like lightning bolts. I'm not sure if you can see, but you can see the juice in the original. You can see how much you got left. This is completely opaque. This has cocoa, a coffee note, and this has a cannabis note. It's definitely a very green vibe that you get from this. It smells, it hints at cannabis, but it doesn't accurately portray a cannabis note. It kind of hints at it. You can smell what they're going for. I'm sure that it just it gets like a little spicy. This fragrance, in my opinion, it's one of the more better cannabis. It's one of the better cannabis representations that I've seen in a fragrance, but it ain't hitting it like, oh man, that's weed, you know. It hints at it. But that's the first fragrance that I got, Carolina Herrera's Bad Boy Le Parfum. The next fragrance that I got is a fragrance from Baxter of California. It's a fragrance that I haven't seen much about at all. They make men's skincare products, well, unisex skincare products, but I guess mostly marketed toward men. This is a fragrance that they have called Pacific Cannabis. And this is Eau de Parfum concentration. It's a 100 ml bottle. I had, when I unboxed these 2 fragrances, I talked about the boxes and how a 100 ml fragrance comes in a box this size, and a 50 ml fragrance comes in a giant, more than double the size box. It was a little like far-fetched to me, like this is a complete waste. But let's talk about this fragrance. I have it applied on skin right here. And as it dries, the opening, there's no hint of cannabis whatsoever, none. As it's starting to develop, and it's supposed to be a heart note, you're starting to get a green vibe. It's not specific. This is meant to give the impression, walking down the boardwalk, Scents of cannabis and the ocean fill the midnight air. A calmness stretches through the streets that starts and ends in the Pacific. This doesn't necessarily give off that vibe at all. There's a green quality in here, but there's also some rose in here. I'm struggling to see where the green cannabis vibe that you're getting comes in, but there's definitely a greenness in here as it starts to get into the heart of the fragrance that I can't say that it does an accurate representation of our cannabisy vibe, but it is a very, very pleasant summer aquatic scent. Definitely a keeper. Some freebies that came with the Nordstrom order that I made when I bought Pacific Cannabis and Carolina Herrera Bad Boy Le Parfum. I got them from Nordstrom. I got this daily face wash. From Baxter of California. And it has no fragrance whatsoever. It did not dry out my skin. It left it feeling kind of clean, a little refreshed. I wouldn't write home about this, but it is also something Come. Come here. Go your place. Go your place. Go your place. Hi. You just taking all this time out of my video. Yeah. Thank you. As I was trying to say before I was rudely interrupted, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Go your place. You are not going to start playing. Go to your place. Go place. Good boy. As I was saying, that was Daily Face Wash. The next freebie that I got was Hydrostyle Lip Balm. Now, this Hydrostyle Lip Balm has shea butter, vitamin E, coconut oil. It tastes yummy. I put a little bit on my lips in the last video that I shot, and actually it smells pretty good. It's got green tea extract, and that, you know, is good for your skin. I like this. A few more freebies that came with the Nordstrom order. From Le Labo, we've got a sample of Lease 41. Okay. We've got a sample of Issey Miyake, a drop d'Issey. Alright, and we've also got a sample from Jo Malone London, which I love Jo Malone colognes. So we've got Nectarine Blossom and Honey from Jo Malone. These were free samples that came along with the purchase of my Baxter of California fragrance. And I just threw in the Bad Boy Lip Parfum because I really wanted to see the cannabis note in there. The next two fragrances that I'm going to talk about come from a house that I support, that I've got 20 fragrances from now, and this is going to round out my collection from them, from Alexandria Fragrances. We've got a fragrance that, again, Equality Fragrances has talked about on multiple lists, and this is a fragrance that he says gets lots of compliments. I was incredibly curious about the composition of this fragrance because I've got one, but I've not smelled the other before, except, you know, in store in a tester. I don't have the actual fragrance here. I smelled it in a tester months ago. I wasn't impressed by the fragrance. It smells a little bit like Unisex by Jeremy Fragrance. It's Baccarat Rouge 540. It's a sweet fragrance. This is a clone hybrid of their version of Aventus and their version of Baccarat Rouge 540. This is Alexandria Fragrance's Game Time. Alright, and I went with Game Time because, like I said, highly complimented. I've got Game Time on my skin. And it's pineapple-y from that Aventus burst. It's got a cotton candy type sweetness lingering in the background at all times from the Baccarat Rouge 540 DNA. It started out a little pineapple-y and woody, and it was a little smoky, but now it's woody. It's more woody. The fruitiness has died away, and it's pretty woody, but still sweet. So you could still get that Baccarat Rouge 540 vibe in here, but definitely Aventus influence with that woodiness. So I could see why this is such a highly complimented fragrance. I like it. I'm not in love with it, but I like it. The other Alexandria fragrance I got is because a buddy over on Instagram, Super Fragrance Lover 76, he is a fellow veteran. He's a cool dude that is constantly, you know, putting out fragrances, and we're discussing them. He's talking about his fragrance of the day, shares the fragrances that he wears at work. Recently he was on a run, but he was just, you know, like he was hot, man. He had fragrance after fragrance, dope fragrance after dope fragrance. It just caught my eye, and he wore this fragrance, and I was like, yo, I gotta get that scent in my collection. I have to have it because I'm a Vetiver fan, and I love Vetiver. It's like one of the best Vetiver fragrances out there. And I couldn't find it. Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver, I couldn't find that EDT, EDP anywhere, right? It was sold out. So, what do? I go to Alexandria. I get the clone. This is their version of the EDP, 50 Shades of Grey. Now, with 50 Shades of Grey, this is one of the smoothest Vetiver fragrances you're ever gonna smell. It's citrusy, it's aromatic. It's got an aromatic ginger note, or yeah, I think it's an aromatic ginger note. It's got nutmeg, vetiver, grapefruit, neroli. This is a vetiver forward, smooth, citrusy, woody cocktail of amazing freshness. It's good for the high heat that we're in right now, and it's going to be a staple in my arsenal of fragrance. The fifth and final fragrance that I went through on the unboxing comes from Abbott. Abbott is a clean fragrance. Not sure why the previous recording stopped, but we're gonna keep going. Again, Abbott is a fragrance house here in New York City. The final fragrance that I got, it's got peony up top, lily in the mid, and amber musk in the bottom. It is meant to give you the feeling of an adventure to Crescent Beach, which is the name of this fragrance. It's Abbott's Crescent Beach. What can I say? This fragrance DNA is unlike anything that I have in my collection except maybe my bottle of Delina La Rosé. It's fantastic. It's warm, it's light, it's got that amber musk in the bottom, but the peony and lily really make it a floral, sexy affair. Like, I would have to wear something like this when I'm going out on a date, or this is like an intimate setting fragrance. For me, it could just be an everyday wear for someone, you know, who is more feminine or likes a sweeter floral fragrance like this. This is something that I would wear when I want a woman to see herself in my fragrance. And I gotta be honest with you, it's a damn lovely fragrance. But that was my haul. That was my haul video. I hope that it wasn't too boring. I'm sorry for like the little jump in the final fragrance. The video cut for some reason. Let me know if you smelled any of the fragrances that I just showed, or if you are interested in any of the fragrances or any of the deals that I got for them. I will try to give you